All right, let's talk about a global phenomenon, Mohamed Salah. But, this isn't just about his goals or all the trophies he's won. Not at all. This is the story of how a single moment of absolute failure became the blueprint for a legend. Let's dive right in. When you think of MoSalah today, this is what comes to mind, right? A total superstar. He's a global icon, celebrated everywhere from his small hometown of Bassioun, Egypt, all the way to the biggest, roaring stadiums in Europe. He's become this incredible symbol of what's possible, an inspiration to literally millions. But what if I told you that the very foundation of all this success, well, it wasn't built on some early amazing victory. No, it was built on a crushing, soul-crushing defeat. The person we see today was actually forged in a moment of profound disappointment. So to really understand the icon, we have to go back to the moment he almost wasn't. So yeah, let's travel back in time. Back to where this story really begins. And it's not on some grand stage under bright lights. It's in a moment of quiet heartbreak that honestly could have ended his dream before it ever really got started. I want you to try and picture this. He's not the powerhouse athlete we all know today. Far from it. He's just a thin, young man, one of countless kids with a huge passion for football, trying to make his way, full of hope but completely unknown to the world. And his dream? It felt impossibly far away. He was chasing it with every single thing he had, pouring all of his ambition into one goal: getting a spot at Zamalek, the famous Cairo club he absolutely idolized. And then, this happened. The big moment came, the tryout was over, and the answer was a flat-out no. He was turned away. He was told he just wasn't good enough. The dream he had spent his entire youth working for was gone. That door was slammed shut right in his face. Now, for so many people, that would have been it, the end of the story. But for Salah, this wasn't the end. Not even close. In fact, this was the real beginning. That moment of rejection didn't put out his ambition. It completely redefined it. It turned it into something else entirely. He didn't lash out, he didn't make excuses or complain. He just went home in complete silence. You can almost feel the heaviness of that quiet, the internal struggle as he processed that devastating blow. So on the outside, there was only silence. But inside, that rejection struck a match. The pain, the disappointment, it didn't just turn to ash. No, it ignited this unquenchable fire that would, from that moment on, change every single thing. There's a term for this. We can call it a catalyst moment. It's that critical point where a setback doesn't actually break you. Instead, it becomes the very fuel you need for your greatest comeback. This rejection, this was the law's catalyst. So, okay, he's got this new fire burning inside him. How did he channel it? What did he do with it? Well, this is where the mindset shifted into pure, relentless action. This is where the legend really began to be forged. Now, this right here is the crucial part. His whole motivation changed. It wasn't about revenge anymore. It wasn't about proving that one club wrong. It became something so much bigger. He decided he was going to prove to the entire world, and maybe more importantly to himself, that he was destined for greatness, that his name belonged in the history books. And this new motivation, it wasn't just talk. It translated directly into this unbelievable work ethic. He started training harder than he had ever had before. He was out there running in the rain while other players went home. He was the first one to show up to practice and the very last one to leave. He was building a new level of discipline, born directly from that failure. And that brings us to the final lesson of this incredible story. We're bringing it full circle now, from that moment of total heartbreak to the icon that we all see today. I mean, when you just lay it out like this, the journey is absolutely staggering, isn't it? From a hopeful, skinny kid from Bassioun, through the absolute fire of rejection, to becoming a global icon. And that point in the middle, the rejection, it wasn't some detour on his path. It was the essential, unavoidable part of it. And this right here is the core of it all. The moment that was supposed to break him is the very thing that built him. That rejection didn't create a victim, it forged a legend. It gave him a fire and a focus that really nothing else could have. So we'll end with this question. For you, look, we all face setbacks. We all face moments of rejection. The story of Mohamed Salah asks us to think about it differently. It's not if we will fail, but what we're going to build from it. So what's the breaking point in your life that won't destroy you, but could be the very thing that makes you.